Passwords are one of the weakest links in the security chain for a variety of reasons, but primarily because of human behavior. People choose weak passwords and use the same password across multiple accounts. These passwords are often easy to brute force with a variety of tools. And because passwords are typically stored in encrypted hashes, tools have evolved that can crack these hashes, revealing the passwords. In this lab, you will use three popular tools to crack passwords: Hashcat, John the Ripper, and Rainbow Crack. It is important to note that while these are legitimate security tools, always make sure you have proper written authorization before attempting to crack passwords for a client engagement. Part 1 is to investigate the password tools you have on your Kali VM. Log in to your Kali VM. From the Applications menu, select Password Attacks. There are a ton of tools available in 4 categories. Part 2 is to use Hashcat to crack passwords. Hashcat is a popular password cracking tool used by security professionals to recover lost passwords, conduct security assessments, and test the strength of passwords. In an actual exploit, threat actors first compromise a vulnerable system. They then look for and copy a password file containing stored password hashes that can be cracked offline. Step 1 is to simulate this by creating a password file that contains MD5 hashes you will crack. Copy the echo scripts from your lab. Open a terminal and paste in the script. Use cat to verify the hashes you created. Step 2 is to investigate the man pages for Hashcat. Enter man Hashcat. Take note of the two options M and A. M defines the hash type and A defines the attack mode. Tap the spacebar scrolling through the rest of the man pages until you find the attack mode and hash type configuration options. You will use a straight or dictionary tag and the MD5 hash type. Step 3 is to view Kali's available word lists that can be used to crack hashes. Enter ls-lh and then the path to the word list directory. Note that the size of the rocku gzip file is 51 megabytes. It contains over 14 million passwords. Change your directory to the word list directory. Unzip the compressed rocku file. List the directory contents to verify the rocku.txt file is unzipped. Use more to display rocku. Notice how many easy passwords are in the file. Enter Q to quit the list and return to the home directory. Step 4 is to use Hashcat to crack the passwords in the file of password hashes. Using sudo, enter the Hashcat command, setting the options M and A to 0. The O option defines the output file. Enter cracked.txt as the output file and the file with the hashes as the input. Finally, specify the rocku file as the word list Hashcat should use. Press enter and Hashcat starts. Depending on your computer, it should only take a few seconds to crack the passwords, as none of them were complex. View the contents of the output file to see the hashes and the cracked passwords. Note that you must use root privileges to view it. Part 3 is to use John the Ripper to crack your password file using the rocku word list. Step 1 is to view the help file for John. Pipe John-H to more if you want to view the help contents one screen at a time. Step 2 is to use John to crack the password file. Copy the command from the lab or enter the John command manually, specifying raw MD5 as the format and your password hash file. Notice that 3 passwords are cracked immediately. If you let it run long enough, it will eventually crack the rest of the passwords because they are not too complex. But let's enter Q to abort the session. Step 3 is to use a word list with John to crack the password file. Copy the command from the lab or manually enter the John command using the word list option to specify the directory where you decompressed rocku. Finish the command as previously, specifying the MD5 format and the file with your password hashes. Skipping step 4, which you can do on your own, step 5 is to show the passwords you just cracked. Enter John with the Show option and then specify the MD5 format and the file with your password hashes. Do step 6 on your own time. Try some more complex passwords of varying lengths from 4 to 8 characters and see how long they take to crack. Part 4 is to use Rainbow Crack and Rainbow Tables to crack some hashes. Step 1 is to install Rainbow Crack. Enter the sudo apt install Rainbow Crack command. Step 2 is to generate some Rainbow Tables with the rtgen command. Rainbow Tables can be generated or downloaded from the internet. They can be very large, from 20 gigabytes to more than a terabyte. For this lab, you will create a small Rainbow Table that you can use to crack very simple passwords. Display the help pages for rtgen. Here you can see all the options and algorithms you can use to generate Rainbow Tables. Notice at the bottom there are some examples of how to use the command. Let's create a table using the following options. MD5, lowercase letters with a minimum of 1 character and a maximum of 3 characters, 0 for the reduction function, 1000 for chain length or the number of hash computations performed, 1000 for the number of chains, and 0 for the chain offset. Further explanation of some of these options is beyond the scope of this lab. To verify the table was created, navigate to the User Share Rainbow Crack directory and list the contents. The file with the .rt extension is your Rainbow Table. Step 3 is to crack some lowercase passwords that are 3 characters long. First, to improve the efficiency and speed of your new Rainbow Table, enter the rtsort command. You can use a period to specify all the files in your current directory, as your .rt file is the only Rainbow Table. Let's crack a 3-letter password. Copy and paste the echo command from the lab to generate an MD5 hash for the password dog. Copy the generated hash and use rcrack with a period, again because your Rainbow Table is in the current directory, and Option H to specify you are cracking a single hash. Paste in your copied hash. Press Enter. Your hash is cracked within milliseconds. Now let's crack a password file. Copy the echo commands from your lab and paste them into the KaliVM command line. This time, use the Option L to tell rcrack to use the hash file you created. Press Enter. Again, in less than a second, all 3 passwords are cracked. Step 4 is to search the internet for Rainbow Tables. Enter Rainbow Table Download and look through the search results. Project Rainbow Crack is an excellent source for Rainbow Tables. Hopefully, if you didn't already know, now you understand why it is so important that we use complex passwords. The more complex a password, the more difficult it is to crack. As a pen tester, you can use tools like Hashcat, John, and Rainbow Crack to demonstrate password vulnerability to your clients. Have fun as you further explore password tools and their uses.